Hello again, Guardians, and welcome back to the channel for another Destiny episode. Before we get started, I'd like to first announce I'm giving away 1,000 silver for Destiny or a Destiny emblem away from the Bungie store. All you have to do to enter and to win for this week's giveaway is be subscribed, show your support and like the video, and leave a comment down below in reference to Destiny 2. Alongside all of this though, I'm giving away 3 copies of Destiny. 2 normal copies for any system including PC, or a Destiny 2 the Collector's Edition, also available on any system or PC. So if you want to enter in for any of this, please check the video link down in the description of this video to learn how to enter in for any of those giveaways. Alongside that, enjoy the video. So Guardians, today the premiere event for Destiny 2 launched today with a live stream with a ton of information about the game. So we're going to break down that live stream in this video, and we'll have several other videos on the channel featuring certain content in more depth with a lot of information that you may have not noticed or you may not have gotten from the live stream otherwise if you were at the event. So with all of that information coming to the channel, I just want to break down the live stream first and start you off with the live stream introduction video.
What makes a guardian a guardian? We take our first breath with no memory of who we were before. Yet, we are inexorably drawn to the light. We fight, we die, and we live again. That we were chosen for a reason, by something greater than ourselves. For as deep and wide as humanity's rivers have run, it has now been reduced to a precious few, needing something to believe in and a place to call home. This is what we have been called to, the future that we fight for. The future we will protect. Shaped by the fires of each new battle, we are forged and sharpened into what we must become for the fight ahead. What we have built is only the beginning, a symbol of what we can achieve, of who we are and our great purpose here. But the day may come when we will be tested, when all we hold dear is threatened. And then we will see what each of us is truly made of.
Some really awesome stuff, Guardians. I'm really amazed with what Zavala went through in his lifetime, or lifetimes to be technical. He's died plenty of times and has been resurrected multiple times by his ghost. Now it kind of worries me because Zavala doesn't have light during a certain segment in the story, and light's being removed, and we're being attacked by the Cabal, the Red Legion Cabal to be exact, with the Power of Gaul. Now, the Powerhouse of Gaul is going to be probably the new raid boss, which we're really excited about. In the live stream, they didn't feature any raid information, but I will be excited to say that they did feature a lot of information revolving around endgame events, like raids, Nightfalls, and Trials of Osiris, being able to be match-maked, in a way. It's not completely match-maked where you click on the event and you just get paired with random people. No, you actually get paired with clans. Clans are going to be a big striving force in the game of Destiny 2, And what they did in the beginning of the live stream is talked about this a little bit. What it is they wanted to create a world in Destiny 2 where you wanted to explore. You wanted to keep exploring even if you played for 10 minutes or 1,000 hours consecutively. They wanted you to be able to be pulled into the game world and want to keep roaming and keep exploring and keep jumping into events. And they wanted to build an exciting atmosphere as a community. So, they found out that 50% of players in Destiny never made it to endgame, and if they did, then those 50% of endgame players never made it to endgame events like the Nightfall, or the Raid, or Trials of Osiris. And that is technically not okay. So, as the Destiny community, many players like YouTubers and Twitch streamers helped out the Destiny community and raised that percentage a little bit. But still, 50% didn't make it to endgame events, and Bungie didn't like this factor. So they decided to opt in for a new roster, a clan roster that was implemented into the game to help advertise clans, build clans, and get the clans rolling. And now there's a new matchmaking feature for clans, where they can opt in to help the Destiny community and be put on a list where a solo player can jump in on the game, scroll through a clan roster, find the clan they want to play with, and jump into the match, or jump into Trials, or jump into the Raid, or the Nightfall. Whatever event you're looking for, there will be a clan out there to help you. And that's a really cool idea. That's actually one of the coolest ideas presented in the live stream. Other than that, the gameplay looked incredible. The gameplay was awesome. And I actually love the new weapons. You'll see a lot of the new weapons featured in the gameplay, which I hope you all enjoy. We'll talk about the weapons a little bit later on in this video. But first, let's take it over to the studio to take care of talking about the new subclass abilities.
Each character has these new supers, and they're really changing the way it feels to play the game. We have the Dawnblade.
You can cast your super, you got your sword, and you're flying over everyone, and you can just rain down fire phoenix projectiles that just decimate people.
And then you have the Sentinel. The Sentinel is a Titan, and he is able to summon a shield that he can just knock his opponents out with, or he can throw his shield and just bang it off dudes' heads. And then you have the Arc Strider. They summon this mystical staff and wield it like a crazy acrobat, cracking enemies in the head. It's awesome.
Honestly, couldn't have said it better myself. Now that we have supers, we obviously have grenades and melees as well because it is Destiny. But we have a third option. Take a look at this Warlock, for example. He just placed down what's called the Healing Rift. It's a little bit of an area of effect where you take no damage for a split second and your health instantly starts regenning. This is really useful for events like Crucible, and it's pretty much game-changing. Now, with the Warlock with this type of ability, I cannot wait to see what the Hunter and the Titan have in store for us. But, sadly, alas, we'll have to wait for that. Let's continue on with the live stream. So this portion of the live stream was showcased to show off a couple of the weapons in the game so far. So we're looking at a pulse rifle right now. There's also going to be a grenade launcher in this segment, and there's going to be a new machine gun. So take a look at those weapons, but let's talk about the weapon system a little bit. They talked about it in the live stream, saying that there's a new weapon system where your primary weapon is now a kinetic weapon, the secondary weapon is now an energy-based weapon, and then the heavy slot is now what's called a power weapon. I believe grenade launchers, fusion rifles, and stuff like that are moved into the power slot, and kinetic and energy-based weapons can actually have more than one type. So if we have a primary hand cannon, we can actually put that in our energy spot or in the kinetic spot, meaning that we can actually carry two hand cannons on our Guardian at one given time. So we actually have more customization options for what we use. I'll let the developers talk about that in a little bit more detail, so enjoy.
We also redesigned the weapon slots. They're going to have a kinetic weapon, an energy weapon, and then a power weapon. Power weapons are things like fusion rifles and sniper rifles and grenade launcher. In that energy slot and the kinetic slot, you can have the same weapons. The new weapon plan was designed to provide players with more freedom and more choice to use the stuff that they love.
Now Guardians, a ton of exciting information about weapons, but there's so many weapons to showcase in this video I'll have to save it for a different video. But let's show off this one really quick. You see that? That is the Dubious Volley. That's an exotic rocket launcher that we thought was coming into Destiny, but in fact was in the Destiny directory for Destiny 2. And I'm really excited that it's here. You're actually about to see it be used one more time, so take a look. Really exciting stuff. Now, since I said we're going to have to save all of the weapons and showcasing every individual weapon from the live stream in a different video, let's just move over to armor really quick. Of the glorious loot, armor is amazing in Destiny 2. Something I've never seen before in the world of Destiny. Something completely different and mind-blowing. So I've slowed down the video and we're going to look at the armor in a little bit more detail than what we can see by just watching the live stream. The live stream just goes by too fast. So here's a hunter, all decked out in a new set of armor. Pretty awesome. I actually enjoy it. Here's my favorite Guardian, the Warlock, decked out in some crazy gold and embroidery with golden wings on the back of the cloak, which is also very awesome. So I can't wait to see more stuff like this. And oh hey look, the glorious Titan. With all of the armor and weapons, we still have a pile of exotics to explore and discover, which I'm excited for. But until that day arises, we have to move over to talking about the world. So, world lead Steve Cotton actually talked about the world of Destiny 2 and how it's changed compared to Destiny. First off, the campaign story. The campaign story is much larger. Alongside that, it has a lot more cutscenes, so our characters and ourselves can feel a little bit more immersed into the story and feel a part of the game, which is incredible. Compared to Destiny's story, I believe Destiny 2's story is going to be much larger and much better. Now moving forward, we also have strikes still, and we also have raids. Cool thing is, the new raid is probably Cabal based, which we get because, well, the Cabal are attacking the tower. Obviously. Moving forward from that, these strikes, I can't wait to get into the strikes, but one strike we do in fact know about is called the Inverted Spire, which is going to be on a new world called Nessus, and it's going to be Vex based. There's going to be a Vex boss, and it's going to have 3 stages, which I'm also really excited for. Moving inward, we also have Crucible, and there's a lot of changes to Crucible based around making it more competitive for those true die-hard PvP players. PvP will have game modes that are across the board all 4v4. No longer will there be a 6v6 game mode. 4v4 game modes, one of the new game modes is called Countdown, which is the first attack and defend game mode we've had in Destiny's history, which is also really unique. Next to this, there's a new HUD inside of Crucible that allows the enemy team to know when you get your super and to know when you pick up weapon ammo and a bunch of other things. Pretty much what they stated was it's easy to get into but really hard to master. So only the true players out there will be able to compete for the glory of PvP King, basically. Moving onward, again, we still have another raid, and moving even further onward, we have the worlds themselves and patrols. Patrols in Destiny were really boring and were pointless at times. And alongside this, we really felt like in Endgame they were just there and we just didn't bother with them unless we had a certain mission that made us do them. With this, patrols are going to be a big part of the world and be a big part of our game and our character's story. Alongside all of this, there's certain events in there that we're going to be able to do. There's still going to be the public events, but this time they have heroic modifiers. There's also going to be NPCs thrown all over the worlds for us to explore and discover. These NPC characters are going to give us missions and quests to go on, and they're going to mark our map to be able to go to those different events. Now inside of these events, we will have treasure maps to hunt down new loot. We'll also have missions. We'll have public events with heroic modifiers, and we'll have a new thing called Lost Sectors. Lost Sectors are dungeons hidden around the world, where if we go into these dungeons, we'll discover a boss. If we kill this boss, they'll give us a key to loot the catch down in the dungeon, which is going to give us even more rewards, more armor, more weapons, and also possibly more exotics. And that is truly exciting. Now, all of this, though, starts on the basis of the new worlds that we get to discover. And I'm going to leave it to Bungie to explain this. So let's go over to the directors at Bungie.
We have these incredible worlds to explore. There are all new destinations, new planets, with incredible spaces and secrets hidden. Now we have stuff tucked around every corner, under every locked door. There's something there for you to find.
The map is a huge part of this new player experience for Destiny.
Now you can actually go directly from one planet to another planet without going to orbit first. You can just open the director, pick your new destination, and go straight there.
It's about getting you into the action faster. We want to remove as many barriers as we can between your gun and the enemy's face.
Everything you're doing on every destination is about getting more powerful, and it's about getting the band back together. The Vanguard have been scattered, and as a player, it's your job to go out to these mysterious destinations and gather them back together. And everywhere you go, it's about growing more powerful and learning how to go back and take back your home from Gaul.
One of the first destinations that you're going to go to is the European Dead Zone. This is an incredible place. It's the largest destination we've ever built, easily, maybe by a factor of 2. And we have found a refuge where we've built a camp.
It's the place where humanity stops fleeing, and it's where they decide to, plant a flag, start getting strong again.
One of our new worlds is Titan. It's a moon of Saturn.
If the light can find its way back to you, then perhaps there is hope for us all.
That's where Zavala chooses to go, to heal his wounds and to recover from the assault and the defeat that he's just suffered.
It's this incredible methane ocean with 40-meter high waves, and there's an old human utopia there that's sinking into the ocean.
These huge monolithic structures constructed by humanity at the peak of the Golden Age.
There's literally no land mass on Titan.
It looks like the ocean.
Come on, I don't know how long this portal's gonna stick.
Cade is on a planetoid called Nessus. It has been totally occupied by the Vex. They have transformed it almost entirely into one of their machine worlds.
It has its own native vegetation, and the landscape has these incredible canyons. They're actually based off of this word I will mispronounce called Tepui, which is like these Brazilian plateaus. And then we go to Io, which is this sort of sulfuric yellow moon of Jupiter.
Io is the last place in our solar system that the Traveler touched before the collapse happened.
And you can imagine that a place where the Traveler once appeared has a bunch of mythology and lore and mystery surrounding it.
It's a very sacred place to Guardians, and particularly Warlocks, and particularly Ikora.
This is where I return.
Again, couldn't have said it better myself. Now moving in further into the live stream, we have 2 final things to talk about. We've got the PC players out there, and we've got clans. Now, Destiny clans are going to play a huge role, as I said in the beginning of this video, on how the game's community is going to work. Solo players out there now can partner up with clans to complete objectives like raids, nightfalls, and Trials of Osiris, and any other endgame activity, which is really awesome. And there's going to be a really cool system implemented to build up your clan and advertise it and get new players to join you and new events to happen in your clan itself, which is also really cool. And you have a really cool custom banner that you can implement into the game so everybody can know that that's your clan, and that's also really cool. Moving on to the final subject is PC players out there will be glad to hear that Blizzard Entertainment is going to take the realms and actually going to put Destiny 2 on their host, Battle.net. Now, Battle.net is going to be hosting Destiny 2. That means Blizzard Entertainment, the ones that make WoW and Overwatch, are going to be working with Activision and Bungie to make the PC experience that much more exciting for PC players to join in on the Destiny 2 community and the experience. And that, Guardians, is all the information for the live stream reveal. Now, I've got a lot more information to break down from these videos and to compile it in more detailed descriptions, but stay tuned for the channel on that. All you have to do is press that subscribe button, press the little bell, and turn on notifications to be notified when I upload a new video. I'll be covering Destiny 2 information all week, and I'm really excited for that because we have a lot of content to talk about, and I've got a ton of videos to upload and make for you all. So if you want to be a part of that experience, all you have to do is press the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. It's greatly appreciated. Also, tell me how you enjoyed it down in the comment section below. And as always, Guardians, stay violent, be privileged.
Oh, hi. VPG isn't here right now, but I guess you enjoyed the content. So over there is the logo you can click on. That will allow you to subscribe. More content up there, and behind the scenes daily content over here on the vlog channel. There you go. Enjoy!